The call came at 2:17 a.m. on a Thursday. I know the exact time because I was staring at the clock wondering why my wife Jessica wasn't home yet from her emergency client meeting with our 8-year-old son Tommy sleeping peacefully down the hall. Mr. Anderson, this is Dr. Patricia Wells from Cedar Heights Fertility Clinic. I apologize for calling so late, but there's been an issue with your wife's file, and I need to verify some information. My blood turned to ice. Fertility clinic? Jessica and I had been trying for a second child for 3 years. She'd always handled the appointments, claiming I was too busy with work. I'd trusted her completely. If you think you know where this is going, hit that subscribe button. Because what I discovered next shattered everything I thought I knew about my marriage. I'm sorry, doctor, but I think you have the wrong number. My wife and I have been trying to conceive for years. We've never been to your clinic. A long pause. Mr. Anderson, your wife has been our patient for 18 months. She's been receiving fertility treatments, but according to her file, she's listed as single. She's also, well, she's currently 12 weeks pregnant. The phone slipped from my hand. 12 weeks pregnant. Jessica had been acting strange lately, mood swings, fatigue, mysterious doctor appointments she claimed were for routine checkups. But pregnant? And she hadn't told me? Sir, are you there? Yes, I whispered, picking up the phone. Can you tell me who the father is listed as? I can't disclose patient information, but there seems to be some confusion in our records. The emergency contact isn't you, it's someone named Ryan Mitchell. He's been with her to every appointment. Ryan Mitchell. My brother-in-law, Jessica's sister's husband, the man who'd been staying at our house for the past 6 months while going through his messy divorce. I hung up and sat in our kitchen, surrounded by the life we'd built together. Tommy's drawings on the refrigerator, the family photo from last Christmas, the pregnancy test I'd found in Jessica's purse 2 weeks ago, the one she claimed was negative when I'd asked about it with tears in my eyes. She walked in at 3:30 a.m., keys jingling, trying to be quiet. I was waiting at the kitchen table with the lights on. David, what are you doing awake? Dr. Wells called. Jessica's face went white. She sank into the chair across from me, and for a moment we just stared at each other across the table where we'd shared thousands of meals, where Tommy did his homework every afternoon, where we'd once planned our future. How long? I asked. David, I can explain. How long have you and Ryan been together? Tears started streaming down her face. 2 years. It wasn't supposed to happen. When Sarah threw him out, he was broken, and I was just trying to help, and 2 years. While I was working extra shifts to save for Tommy's college fund, while I was planning surprise date nights to rekindle our romance, while I was praying every month that we'd finally get pregnant again. The baby? I love you both, David. I never meant for it to go this far. I looked at this woman I'd loved for 12 years, the mother of my son, and felt something cold and calculating settle in my chest. Does Sarah know? Jessica shook her head. Ryan was going to tell her after the divorce was final. We were going to figure it out then. David, please get out of my house. Now. She left that night, taking only a suitcase. The next morning, I sat Tommy down and told him Mommy had to go away for a while because she was sick. He was too young to understand, but old enough to see that something was terribly wrong. Then I made 3 phone calls. First, to Sarah. I told her everything. About the fertility clinic, the pregnancy, the 2-year affair. She listened in complete silence, then hung up. Within an hour, she'd served Ryan with papers that would leave him with nothing. Second, to my lawyer. Jessica wanted custody of Tommy, wanted the house, wanted alimony. But adultery is still adultery in our state, especially when it involves family members and deception about fertility treatments. The recordings from the clinic visits where she'd lied about being single became evidence. The text messages I'd found on our shared iPad told the whole story. Third, to Jessica's parents. They'd been asking why she looked so tired lately, why she'd been distant at family gatherings. I sent them copies of everything. The clinic records, the ultrasound photos she'd hidden, the hotel receipts I'd found in Ryan's jacket pocket. The custody hearing was 3 months later. Jessica sat across the courtroom, visibly pregnant now, with Ryan nowhere in sight. Sarah had taken him for everything in their divorce. He'd lost his job when word spread about the affair. Their family had disowned them both. Your Honor, my lawyer said, presenting the evidence, Mrs. Anderson not only committed adultery with her brother-in-law, but she actively deceived her husband about fertility treatments while he was unknowingly raising their child and supporting the man who was betraying him. The judge awarded me full custody of Tommy, the house, and Jessica's parents' college fund they'd set up for their grandson. They'd transferred it to me after learning the truth. But the real revenge came 6 months later at Tommy's 9th birthday party. Jessica wasn't allowed to attend due to the restraining order she'd violated by showing up at his school. Ryan had moved 3 states away, unable to find work in our small town where everyone knew what he'd done. Tommy blew out his candles and wished for his mom to come home. I knelt down beside him and whispered, "Some wishes are too dangerous to come true, buddy. But I promise you'll never have to worry about anyone lying to you again." As I watched my son laugh with his friends, I realized the revenge wasn't about destroying Jessica and Ryan. It was about building a life where Tommy would grow up understanding that love means honesty, that family means loyalty, and that some betrayals are so deep they change you forever. If this story hit you in the gut, if it made you think about trust and betrayal and the lengths we go to protect our children, smash that like button and subscribe. Because sometimes the most devastating lies come from the people who are supposed to love us most. What would you have done? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, the truth always has a way of coming to light, usually when you least expect it.